Hi everyone, and this is Hina and I'm a solution therapist. I'll be talking about again anxiety, and this is about the symptoms and the reasons. I have noted it down as mentioned yesterday. So here it is. The symptoms can be like you feel tired, you are having that fatigueness, you are weak, you have a high palpitation, your heartbeat is fast. You are overthinking, breathlessness, sweating, shaking, stammering. Your head spins. You are overwhelmed by the situation. You don't know as to what is happening to you. So you feel suffocated or claustrophobic. It could be one of them. Then it's like you have your alert system increased, as in like a single thing that happens outside your own environment, you are susceptible to absorb that immediately. You don't know what to do as in the action part, because the symptoms you're feeling, you have that gut feeling inside you that I am going to have this anxiety episode right now. You are aware about it because, as I mentioned yesterday in my session about anxiety, a brief view, if you have not listened, please do listen, because I had told you that this is the fourth step, the fourth level. You have crossed certain levels to reach this stage, right? So understand your own self, because that is very important. Everyone is different and unique, and their response is different. Their symptoms may be different, and we may have a confused or overlapping symptoms that we are experiencing. That is what anxiety is all about. You cannot pinpoint into one thing. So it's like, you have a lot of things happening simultaneously inside yourself, and here you are right now handling too much at your end. So this is not, needed. These are some of the symptoms. There could be many more, like, shaking of legs. You start walking a lot. Your mouth feels dry, and you are like exhausted. That is why also there is a lack of energy, and you just can't lift yourself up from even the bed. You just want to lie down and pass time. That is what symptoms are all about, and symptoms are like an indication to yourself that yes, now is the time to do something about it. You cannot just let yourself into that state. It's not helping you anyways, so why should you, wherein you have so much else to do? You have your own dreams, your aspirations to work on, right? So these are the symptoms. If you have your own unique symptom, please do mention in the comment box, because others may then just read that comment and may identify as one of theirs. That is the reason why more people should share their own experience. Coming to the reasons part, yesterday I said I'll be talking about a little, the reason. I have categorized them into groups. So the first group is education, next is relationship, next is friends or close cousins, then the career and the job. So these are the four spheres. Like, you may have other spheres wherein your anxiety may lie, but let's see what is education all about, that the topic. So in education, it's like the exam, assignment, extracurricular activities that's happening in school. You may not be so outward, extrovert type, so it's like you're not taking part in a lot of activities. There is a social anxiety inside yourself. Let's say I'll talk about the types briefly, because again, types are overlapping. They're very very unique in their own way. You need to then go and consult any person, a professional, to get yourself identified. So that is the reason why you need to find out. Hi Mohsen. So here it is. Keep the tune here. So here it is, like in teacher's attention, your own dreams. Now the teacher's attention is like in school, wherein I'm talking about education part, the anxiety could be that a particular teacher, you're scared with that particular subject. So for that reason, you are scared with the teacher also. No, and there is this anxiety. As soon as that period comes, you start feeling nervous, or you are not very happy about that, and you would like to miss your school for the same reason. So for the parents to identify why the child is missing, it could be one of the reasons that they're anxious for a particular subject. So everything is too much interconnected, and it's not possible to address each part in detail on live. Like, if you have your concerns, then please take an appointment or consult a school counselor if it's about education. When coming to extracurricular activities, see, it could be inside your school premises. When you graduate, it could be at that level. When you are, even if you are interested, if you have a hobby, for that level it's fine. But if you want to take part in some competition, or you want to just show your talent, and you have that feeling you want to do it, but you hold on to yourself due to anxiety, then it is you need to understand as to how to jump that block of anxiety. So these are the reasons. These are just indications about that. Okay, yes, I'm having anxiety. If it's hampering your position to attain knowledge vis-a-vis education, right? Then it's the exam. I have given the example yesterday. To go for the exam, you have that anxiety, you're unable to focus. At times people also get panicked, and that is the next level of these 4 levels. That's like then the more aggravated part of anxiety. So then it's like you will forget everything, and all that will happen. Coming to relationship, again, it is like the relationships when as a child, when we see for our parents, their parents, family, friends, and even when we talk about your relationship with something which is not alive, like the things, or your memory, or your expressions, or your experience, whatever it is. When we talk about parents, when we see parents, and we absorb what we watch, so therefore we need to be mindful. We may get anxious if our parents fight. We may get anxiety inside, that okay, everyone, if you have heard some children, they get scared if when they hear loud noise inside the house. There are these constant tiffs between husband and wife, or in-laws and husband, or in-laws and wife part. So that is very, very common also. Here it is because you need to know if you are feeling anxious. That is not in your hand to control. Then the work goes for your own self, how to deal with it or how to handle that. So this is one of the reasons. I'm talking only about the reason. Relationships, when youngsters especially, they engage them in them, with the friendship which goes beyond and a commitment is there, then it is fine. If there is no commitment, then please, I have always taken the stand, do not engage yourself in any relationship too intensely. That you are friends, that is fine. But if it goes beyond your friendship, and you are constantly as a watch, you are experiencing for each self, you are being answered, you are being answerable all the time, that is not, in the long run, it's not healthy, because then you feel under pressure. That is not required. So whenever you're making friendship, make a note of the fact that you don't go one step ahead and engage too much emotionally, too much attached with another person. If there is a commitment, it's okay. You are mutually agreeing upon something, that is fine. Then at a young age, it's always advisable to have good friends rather than just getting stuck up with one person. If it materializes, well and good. If you can manage, again, it's fine. But usually it's seen that people do go a lot of roller coaster emotionally. And if it's hampering your own utility and productivity part, then it's not correct. You have to take a decision, you have to take a call for your own self. That is for the relationship. Again, with the cousins and friends, it is. If the friends are too demanding, if the friends are too dependent, and if you are likewise also as a friend with others, then it will increase your anxiety. Because again, expectation comes and you will start expecting either from somebody, or you are as somebody is expecting, in response from you to act in a particular way. Friendship, again, it's like, it should be free. It should be a place wherein you can say some things, and even if you don't say something, the other person understands you without too many words. They understand and respect your own space. That is what friendship is all about. Then coming to the friends, cousins, okay, dependency is there, so you have to make a note of it. The career or job, how anxiety is going to play a role. You have reached this level due to the habits of yours which you have, silently or in subtle ways you have increased in your system. As I mentioned yesterday, again, there are 4 levels. This is the 4th level according to my observation and experience which I have till now. I can say very confidently, you have crossed the stage at some point or the other to reach this position. So working now backwards, starting from the procrastination part, work on it. Try to do something every day. I will not be talking about solutions today. It's only the symptoms which I have already mentioned and the reasons which I feel that could be why you're feeling anxious. So the deadline is there. You have not completed your work. You have stayed awake for late. Avoid. Okay, I'm not talking about solution. So it's the late night that you're working. You are multitasking. Either you are doing something extra also to learn a skill, so that may hamper your own work. So meeting the deadlines, submitting any assignments, again, any PPT, any presentation in the work scenario, any targets to meet in the job position. There could also be, anxiety about going for an interview. That is very possible. So you need to work upon it as to how you can overcome that anxiety. As I had said, you have to write down on paper, I feel this anxiety because of something. So you have to write down that, keep on brainstorming yourself why you are feeling anxious. It is important. The reason is unique for each one of us. Coming to career again, in the office scenario, in the workplace scenario, there could be somebody who's very smart, who knows all the shortcuts, who knows how to please the boss. Those people who are boss pleasing types, and you are not one of them. So it's like you are cribbing and you are doing more work because you were not able to say no. Also, people are dumping work on you. All those could be the reasons why eventually you feel anxious as the workload now has increased. It could also be that you want to say something and you're unable to say those things to your boss or to your colleague. That can lead to an anxiety thing. There could be also a job scenario meeting, or let's say get together. You feel belittle about your own self. You not value your own self. So it's like you're very apprehensive to go to that place. That could leave you anxious. Oh, there is this major meeting and I have to go and present something. That could also be a reason for you to feel anxious. It can also be that you are given some work and you are not so skilled at it, but then you have to hold on to your own position and you're not in a position to say no or reject that whatever work is given to you. You have to do it. And inside you know that skill is not, you're not an expert on that skill part. So that could also be a reason which can lead to you in ending up being anxious. So if you calculate, if you listen to all the reasons, maybe you have somewhere in this list. Please find out and see how it can be. Now coming to the types part, briefly I would say that it's like generalized anxiety disorder. that is there, and it's all because of the collection of your own worries, concerns, let's say overthinking about something. So that is possible. Coming to all that part, leading yourself into that, heightened anxiety position, that is possible. Again, social anxiety, it's very common. People are scared to go and mix in public. It's again a very very important aspect, as we all are social beings. So if you have that anxiety, you need to address appropriately. Try out different things. If you have listened to anyone, if you have read any article wherein the solution is given, did you practice it in your own real life? I have also spoken about it. If you've not listened it, there is some video I have put up. It was a live session telling as to how you can deal with your social anxiety. I'll go through it again briefly tomorrow when I'll be talking about the solution part. Coming to phobias, there is a separation or attachment anxiety also. When people leave their close one or they're away, like if you have seen a child, the moment their mom is not there, the child just freaks out, So it's like heightened emotion. Again, anxiety is an emotion. A very increased level will be like, you are treading on a freaking out part. Like, it is so increased, it's no more like a person is crying. They become hysterical also. They just throw tantrums like anything. So that is an unexplained as to why. Okay, the mother comes also, but it takes time for that child to settle down. It can happen. And so it's like when we grow up, we know we may not throw tantrums the way a child can throw. We have a different way of dealing or showing our own anxiety. Everything is unique. Again, for each one, how they respond to a particular situation, it's different. Coming to the medication induced anxiety disorder, again, it's like any medicine has reacted to you and you may feel anxious. There is a breathlessness, or you may feel like suffocated. So those are the allergic reaction or a reaction of a particular medicine. Please find out about how you are dealing with yourself with each and everything. Are you scared about something? Sit down and write, yes, I am scared, what it is. Then goes your next point. Last time when you faced that situation, how was it for you? What level was it? How frequency? So all these small data for your own self will help you in your own coping mechanism. When you are, making a bag or a Pandora box of coping skills, exactly then you will know that, okay, if I'll try this thing out for myself, I will feel better. So these were some symptoms and the reasons which I felt that you can look into, listen, speculate, see if it relates to your own condition. Because as a therapist, I have seen that people do get anxious, but they all are very brilliant people, and I really admire the youth a lot. They are wonderful. You all have the caliber to do amazing things in life. So take care of yourself, be fit. See you tomorrow. Bye.